Today I'm Sabrina Salas Matinani. Welcome to TOHGE Talks, Episode 2. The struggle is real. Once again, with me is Jeremiah Santos. He is a certified peer specialist, the executive director of TOHGE, Mr. Brian Hahn, and Saxon Gayo, also a certified peer specialist. Thank you guys once again. The struggle is real, right? Yes. And Saxon, I know we talked before we started the show. And tell me about, I guess, your journey and your story.
My journey was 5 years ago when I lost my mom from cancer. So I took it really hard, and the only way for me to deal with it was through alcohol. So I numb myself, and because I don't want to think about it, that I'm losing my mom, who most I loved, you know what I mean? And I have to live my life without her. So I struggle with that. And through months and months, and I was struggling with alcohol. I drank all day. I lost my job. Most of it was dealing with my other half. I was physically, mentally, financially abusing him. And it was really hard, and I didn't have anyone to turn to. I didn't know there was a recovery center like TOHGE or New Beginning, so I had no one to. I didn't know where to go until when I was referred when I went to Guam Behavioral, and I was referred by my doctor to New Beginning and to Oasis. That's when I found my recovery. But at that point in time, I was still struggling with alcohol. I would just drink all day, and it was sad. I was alone. No one was there to help me. That's my struggle. I didn't have any friends that was to talk to me. There was no numbers to call, the 988. You know, I didn't have no one. So I took it upon myself. I took it to go get help, and that's when I found Oasis, and then TOHGE, and then that's when I start my recovery.
So that was the turning point? Was when you just kind of woke up one day and realized I really need help? Or
my turning point was when my life was unmanageable. That means that I didn't have a problem. I was thinking of alcohol. So I think the point where I got into a car accident. That's when I said, man, I need help, because I was going crazy. You know what I mean? And then I was having physical, I was having seizure all day, just drinking too much alcohol. And then that's my turning point. When I saw myself get out of that accident, I was alive. I had no injury, no nothing. And I said, oh my God, this is my second life now. I need to get help. So with Alan, he was the one who introduced me to New Beginning, and I had the ultimatum: either I'm gonna get help or I'm gonna leave you. I'm no longer gonna be part of your life. So I was scared because I love him, had a relationship with him for 30-some years, and I had to save that. You know what I mean? That's all I have, and I don't have any more parents. So it took me about 2 hours to 3 hours in the parking lot of Guam Behavior to go see a doctor.
why?
Because I was afraid. I was afraid that they're going to put me there for mental issue. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm hearing from other people, that they're gonna put you there and they're gonna leave you there, and you're gonna be alone. So that's what really I was afraid. And he took my hand and he goes, "Let's go." And I went in and I saw Dr. Paris, and he told me that you are suffering from it's called alcoholism. And that's when it really hit me that I need to get help. So I was referred to a neurologist because I was having seizure all day, all night, and I remember driving from work, Aganya, Sinahanya gas station. I drove my car and parked and landed on the island, and I do know nothing of what happened until I end up in the hospital and looking at all the lights. And one of the nurses to me, Sags, I know you missed your mom, but I think you have an alcohol problem. We need to refer you to to New Beginning, Guam Behaviors. That's when I started my recovery. I struggled a lot at that beginning because alcohol was my life. Without alcohol, I can't function. So yes, and the beginning was really, really hard. It was really hard for me. But I believe in fate that is gonna pull me through. So what I did was just recovery and home. Recovery and home. And I wasn't able to drive because of my seizure, right? So I was driven to work 3 times a week when I was picked up. And I went home after that. And I didn't do nothing at home but just to think on how am I going to recover from this disease, because this is scary. You know what I mean? It's very, very scary. So I was at home most of the time. I neglected all my friends and I said, I'm in recovery. I cannot be with you guys. You guys are all good people, but I need to do this to myself. I need to recover. And so
what about your partner?
My other half was always there for me no matter what. He was, we went to recovery together at the same time because I would go home and I would read books and he would read books to me and we would just be like friends. You know what I mean? That would help me throughout my recovery. And without him, I don't think I could even make it because he was my support. You know, he was my supporter. He was there when I'm falling to pieces, you know, hurting myself, and he was there to carry me. He was there to feed me. He was there to comfort me. He was there to love me. And it was hard to love again after you already beat him up for so many years. You know what I mean? So that's my struggle again. How do I love him? How do I show that I care for this man? And that was my struggle. So I have to learn how to walk again, like you said. Now I have to learn how to love again because I lost it all. Because he was there when the world was falling apart, and I understand that. But that was my struggle. It was real.
See, are you guys still together?
Yes, we still together, and we've been together since my recovery. He never left my side. He was always there for me every step of the way. He encouraged me to continue what I'm doing now instead of going to, you know, my banking career. This is now my life. It's not a job. It's part of my life. It's because now I get to go to work in my recovery world, and I get to recover myself. I get to help myself. Plus, I get to help other people. So that's my life. It's like a 24-hour service for myself also, and also for those who are in need in the recovery.
So tell me about what you do specifically for TOHGE. I know we talked about you go and you talk to a whole bunch of different people, and it's not just people that suffer substance abuse, but you also help specifically women who've been abused.
Yes, I do help with women in recovery. I do a wellness recovery action plan, and I teach that. And I also teach at a LRC, the Lighthouse Recovery for Men. I also teach that also, and I also go to prison, and I love to go to prison because I get to encourage those men before they get out of prison and tell them what's life after prison and what happened to me and how did I recover. And I also do a peer support outside. You know, I do a lot of one-to-one also. I do that. Peer support, and then I have office job. I work at the office at the same time. I answer phone calls. I have a cell phone, like I said, that's 24-hour service. You know, so yeah, I do a lot of those things, and we also do raps session. And so yeah, it's busy. We're just so busy with a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Yeah, he also goes into schools as well.
Yep.
I also go to all the elementary school, elementary school, middle school.
Yeah.
We talk about drugs and alcohol and sex and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a job, and I love every minute of it. I have no complaint. whatever struggle that I have, I still go out every morning and I say, you know what, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to put on my yellow hat and I'm going to go conquer the world. So yes, it's been an experience for me, and I enjoy it because I get to work with Brian, and I get to learn from him, and also I get to travel with him. You know what I mean? I went to Saipan, we went to DC. So it's an experience for me. It's a different world from where I came from, but this is now my new life, my new world.
And you guys have known each other a long time, right? So
Yeah.
did you guys first meet at New Beginnings? So,
Well, Jay and I did, and I met Saxon at Oasis.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I met Saxon at Oasis too.
And so Jay, tell us about your struggle and how you've overcome your addiction.
So I came into recovery through the court system, the nudge from the judge and whatnot. So,
Is that what they say?
yeah, that's what. Yeah, so a nudge from the judge is like,
Nudge from the gym.
you're gonna go and get clean and sober. I don't care how you do it. It's so I was involved in a lot of substance use, right? Self-medicating as a veteran. It was kind of hard to. My transition out was a little abrupt, and that time I was married, and like there's just a lot of there was a real spiritual battle going on with me as far as like me looking at life, so, and substance use, like something that I've been around like as a child too, so it's just something that I always had access to. So after getting out of the military, I started to self-medicate. Maybe it was a decision that I was thinking about the coulda, shoulda, woulda, or maybe I should have done it this way or should have done it that way. I was still learning a whole lot, and then so I would just use and use it, and I got into trying to make a living out of drugs and whatnot, and then eventually got into trouble a couple of times, and then from there, it's I'm grateful for GPD, of course, and the courts, is because without them, I think I wouldn't have found like the resources to be able to get clean and sober, right? And meet these great people. Basically, I didn't know how to. I just didn't know how to. So the struggle is definitely real, right? Recovery is not something that's easy to do. If it was, everyone would do it. Everyone would do it, and it's a complete lifestyle change. And it's a complete lifestyle change, and it just changes the way we think about everything in life. So, and then of course, in the beginning of an early recovery, there's still that stigma, like, oh well, it's a temporary thing, or it's Jay's gonna go back out and do this and that, or the locks have been changed. Or I'm not allowed to go certain places, or so it's kind of like it's still like an internal struggle. It's like, wow, like they don't believe that this thing is real, and as I continue my recovery and whatnot, I started to not care if they believed it was real or not. It's just more focus on me and making myself better, right? Wellness, wellness is my goal, right? That emotional sobriety is my goal, because I'm a person with like a co-occurring disorder, right? One will feed off the other. So I started to get into the work of helping others, which it kind of keeps me grounded in my recovery. and finding that spirituality and life that I don't think I've ever experienced, as an adult before, yeah, and spirituality is it's a beautiful thing because you have that direct relationship with the God of your understanding. It's it basically shows you that there's a reason for everything, and that everything happens the way it's supposed to happen.
Do you find it? I know that you guys have gone through recovery, Oasis, new beginnings. Is it a challenge every day?
Yes,
For
definitely.
you?
Yeah, I think it's a challenge every day because when we meet with these people and they have challenges too. So every person has a problem. Everybody that we meet has a plan on what to do. But I myself, I struggle. I still struggle when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still struggle. So I have to plan ahead on what I'm gonna do today, and make sure that I go to work. And then, I still struggle when I pass by Just Pirates Cove. There's a restaurant there. A lot of people having a good time. And that's my struggle too. When I go there, I can't stop by there. I can't go sit in the bar and drink. I can't sit at a bar and have a meal. It's because the bar is there. So those are also my struggle, when I go out. So most of the time, I don't go out because if I go to a hotel, there's always a bar there.
Yeah.
So sometimes that would trigger me. It's because everybody's drinking, and I can't have it. I can't. So, like for example, every time I go off island, I make sure that there's no alcohol in that room the minute I get in there. You know what I mean? Because I can't see alcohol. I can't drink alcohol. So yeah, that's my struggle too.
Is that the same for you, Jay?
Yes, it is. There's places that I would just not go to, and then I guess one of the biggest struggles for me is seeing family struggling, right, and knowing that I can't just go in there and just try to help them yet, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's one of my biggest struggles, and as far as I mentioned earlier, there's no way I can drink again, right? Ever again, because usually when I drink, I would have to move on to other drugs after that. So yeah, there's the struggles. I still get invited to go places. Yeah, we're gonna be over here, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. Like when my relatives come from off island, we're gonna go over here at this bar. I'm like, no, it's all right. Yeah, I just can't go to bars. When they have those fundraisers, I just buy the tickets and then I just give it to whoever wants the free drink. You want the free drink? Here you go. Yeah.
What about you, Brian? How hard's it been for you?
It's pretty. Yeah, every day is a battle. Only way I've been able to sustain it was from my. From God and my family. So, yeah, every day it's been a struggle. But I've had people around me that's been supportive of me. Like Athena Duenas, she's my counselor since I walked in. Still is to this day, and I still see her. I go to meetings. I facilitate meetings, self-help meetings. I try to give back, and I try to keep myself busy because. Just being of service, because I did a lot of the other stuff before, being a taker. So today I do the best I can to be a giver, and that's my mission. I'm still, like I told you, maybe you thought I was teasing, but I wasn't. Like I said, there's not enough paper in the studio for me to write down all my character defects, but I work on it every day. Have some good days, have some bad days, maybe I might be a good person one day, maybe not so good person another time, But I work on it. The difference now today is I'm able to recognize more when I'm not being a good person.
Yep.
So I might do something that my behavior might have been inappropriate. I might have said something I shouldn't have said. I might have done something out of character. So then, but the blessing of the program that I've been in is I'm able to at least recognize that. And then what we try to do is, for me at least, I work on trying to make amends. So even though I know people say sorry doesn't mean anything, but I do let them know I am sorry. I do apologize, and I hope I won't do it again. You know, so I'm a sorry guy. Because I always say sorry, you know. I'm always saying sorry because I made a mistake. Yeah, my name is Brian, and I'm sorry, and I'm a sorry guy. But anyway, yeah, I do the best I can. It's challenging because, like, you know, the key for me in my sobriety is being able to forgive myself for the things I've done and the people that I've hurt and all that kind of stuff. And to this day, I struggle with that. It's been hard, you know. By the blessing of God and Jesus, I've been able to survive, and my family, you know, my amazing wife and kids, you know, they support me. And yeah, I mean, the struggle real? It's definitely real.
Yes.
I mean, I could describe like my day, like what they say, like Saxon. I wake up in the morning and I begin my day on my knees, thanking God for another day. The huge thing is humility and gratitude, and you know, because I was so full of arrogance before, and today I really work hard at being humble and having gratitude. And sometimes I'm not able to succeed. I mean, sometimes I might be arrogant and I might act out of character. You know, but I just have to, like my brother used to always tell me, turn it around, take the negative, turn it into a positive. And I used to love this bumper sticker that says, hey, Jesus allows U-turns in life. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can. So that's my daily struggle. And in the morning used to be where I get out of bed, I wake up and I don't want to go nowhere because I have my struggles, right? Mental health issues as well as, you know, and I need a drink. But so I wake up, I don't have a drink anymore. And I know I have to go to work. I have to go do because I've committed to this responsibility. So I struggle. I said, okay, just get into the bathroom. So you just get into the bathroom. Okay, just take a shower. Okay, you can do it. Just take a shower. I mean, I'm giving you the actual play-by-play. Okay, once I take a shower, okay, let's get dressed now.
Yeah.
And then once I get dressed, okay, just walk to the car. If you can walk to the car, it's got to get to the car.
Yep.
And then once you get into the car, okay, just turn the car on. Okay, now I'll just drive to the office. And once I get in the office, then I can proceed with my day. But that's that struggle mentally goes in my head the whole process. And there's been days when I just turned around. But then the reason why TOHGE keeps me sober, is because, like you said, there's so many things coming. So I can't not do it because I got to help that person. I got to respond, or I put all these responsibilities on me so that I cannot just isolate.
Yeah, we pray
and hide from the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay knows that because when we did trips to Palau, he tripped out on me because he didn't know that I would pray every time. Mm-hmm. I think he goes, dang, you really do pray, bro.
Yeah.
I see Brian and his knees.
All the things in the morning.
He prays in the morning, yeah.
Even at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. It's like we have our ritual that we do in the morning before we get up, right? And pray His will, not mine. And then we have the inventory when we get home of how our day went.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys once again for sharing. We'll see you again next week. Again, this has been TOHGE Talks. I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani.